Well, the offense certainly didn't show up last night. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Stats to a video cast recapping last night's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Toronto Blue Jays as the Phillies lose 4-0 to the Blue Jays as they get absolutely no offense in this one. Aaron Nola has another rocky start. Now, guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So the Phillies dropped the second game of the three-game series. They got the rubber match today at 107 as they try to get a series win. So it's not a very good second game of the series, and just like we had the ace Aaron Nola going unmounded for the second straight start. He has a rocky start, he was absolute treacherous in this one, but still not very good. He just still was not very good, and the injuries just keep on coming for the Phils. I mean, it's just annoying me now. It's just getting annoying. Bryce Harper exited the game with right shoulder stiffness. JT re-aggravated his left wrist. Just, oh my goodness gracious, on and on and on. He got the Didi Gregorius left elbow stiffness. It's just like, oh my gosh, over and over and over. It's just all these injuries. Enough. Harper, he had the sore back, then he got hit in the face, then he had the sore wrist, and then now he's having right shoulder problems. What's going on? What's going on? You got JT, re-aggravating his left wrist. It's so frustrating. Injuries, I think, frustrate us all. But boy, oh boy, not only did we have a flat loss last night, but I think the injuries make it all the more worse. Right? They make it all the more worse. And does Alec Bowman know how to play third base? He's struggling at the plate right now. He's struggling out in the field. And maybe consider, sitting him for a few games maybe to get his head in check. So jumping into scoring summary, bottom of the first inning, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., second straight night. Yeah, he almost on a fly ball to center field, his 10th of the season off of Aaron Nola. It's now 1-0 Toronto in the first. So Vladimir Guerrero Jr., a guy who has had a slow start to his career. He hasn't been terrible the past couple of years, but he's definitely been a bit of a disappointment. When he came up in 2019, I think the expectations were high, and he didn't really deliver, especially in 2019, 2020. But so far in 2021, he has delivered. Lost a lot of weight. I think they said he lost like 40-plus pounds. So it gives the Blue Jays a 1-0 lead. Then we jump ahead, bottom of the second inning. Luis Gurriel Jr., he doubles on a line drive to left field. Galvin Biggio scores, and it's now 2-0 Jays. So they take a 2-0 lead. A lot of hard hit balls in this inning. It took Andrew McCutchen forever to get this ball in. It took him forever to get this ball in. It was like down the corner. Oh my goodness, it's just so frustrating. I'm like, get the ball in. Oh my goodness gracious. Then Reese McGuire, he singles on a ground ball to right field. Luis Gurriel Jr. scores, and it's now 3-0 Toronto here in the second. So, it's just like, it wasn't looking good early. Aaron Nola did, settle down a little bit after that. But still, here we go again. Not a very good start. And for the second straight start, I think his start in Atlanta was a little bit worse. There's no question about that. But still, last night, it wasn't very good. It wasn't. And you hate to see this out of Aaron. It's just like, he goes through a lot of these ups and downs. You saw what a good pitcher he is in the hot summer months. He only likes to pitch in hot weather, but he's down in Dunedin, Florida. He's got no question. It's just like, it's nice weather down there. And maybe that's just part of it's just a coincidence. But, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Aaron. He's done this in his career before. Look back in 2019, he's kind of had a rocky start to that season too. So, but he needs to master consistency. I understand it's hard to do it. He needs to do a better job of being more consistent. And that's just why he's never seriously considered for a Cy Young award. I understand he was third in 2018, but it's just because of how inconsistent he is. He goes through these. It's too many inconsistencies with Aaron. Then Reese Gurriel Jr. reaches on a fielding error by Gene Segura. Oh boy, we all thought he was improving at second base. Everybody's gonna make an error, right? You have to understand everybody's gonna make an error. I just hate to see errors that cost us runs. And him and Nick Maton, they were running out there. And, it's just like, either one of them could have caught it. He ended up giving the error to Gene Segura. Gene had a clean shot at that, and he just totally botched it. And Randall Grichuk came around to score as the Blue Jays now take a 4-0 lead, and they're going with that score. 4-0 your final. As what a just flat performance out of this Phillies team last night. What a just flat performance. You just hate to see this. And Andrew McCutchen with 2 walks. Let me just say this. He's getting on base more. I understand he's only hitting like 224, but he's getting on base much, much more. But Gene Segura, he is really, really cooled off, ladies and gentlemen. 0 for 5 last night. And, just like ever since that DC series, man, he is really, really cooled off. As I said, Bryce Harper only got 2 at-bats last night, struck out in both of the at-bats, but he exited the game early due to right shoulder stiffness. Oh my goodness, hopefully he does not land on the IL for an extended period of time. I don't think he will, but Jardy said he's day-to-day. He might not play today. If he does play, he's definitely... what I think might happen is, I think Realmuto will definitely not play today, and I think that Harper will DH or something like that. He's definitely not going to play right field, but guess who we bring him to replace Bryce Harper? Scott Kingery. Why in the world is Scott Kingery getting ABs? Let me just say that. Why in the world are we continuing? Why in the world are we continuing to give Scott Kingery at-bats? I don't understand. It's just an automatic out. We all know what's going to happen. We all know what's going to happen when he comes up to the plate. It's an automatic out. Why in the world do we continue to give Scott Kingery at-bats? I don't understand it. I understand we're a little bit depleted right now on the bench. We know with the loss of Roman Quinn, with the loss of Matt Joyce. I understand. But, I completely understand. But it's just like, why Scott Kingery? Why in the world do you got to have Scott? I'm just going to have Mickey Moniak come here than Scott Kingery. I really would. Scott Kingery, he wants to get a swing back. But how in the world can you get your swing back when you get a couple at-bats every couple of days? If you're in order to get your swing back, you got to have consistent at-bats like every day. Every day. So having him in the major leagues right now is not helping him. It's not helping him at all. It's not helping him at all. So I don't like it. Realmuto definitely has cooled off a little bit. Another hitless performance last night before he exited due to the re-aggravated left wrist. He definitely has cooled off a little bit. There's no question about it. Maybe that is, attributing to that, that re-aggravated left wrist. Rhys Hoskins, the Phillies offense did struggle last night. There's no question about it. But 2 hits from Rhys, Phillies offensive player of the game, Rhys Hoskins. So he's definitely heating up a little bit now. Gives his average up to 257. So you love to see it also getting that walk. But Alec Bohm, he was luckily able to get a knock last night. But still, I understand he's only getting like these ones. He's not getting like a 3 or 4 hit game. But you know what? We'll get there, right? We'll get there. I understand 4 hit game is pretty rare, but he's not getting a lot of multi-hit games. He's just not. I would love to see Alec Bohm get it going. Boy, oh boy. And the Phillies also committed 3 errors last night. Just totally unacceptable. They definitely did not have their head in the game. There's no question. Duhur with another hit last night. I tell you what, he's been collecting a lot of hits. I understand not a lot of multi-hit games. That was an infield single. But his hit is still a hit. So Nick Maton also getting 2 knocks. He's definitely cooled off a little bit, but it's nice to see him get a multi-hit game last night. But Aaron Nola, take a look at his start. 6 2/3, 9 hits, 3 runs, all 3 are earned, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. So the 8 strikeouts are great, right? We have been striking out a decent amount of guys this year. There's no question about it. We as a team offensively have been striking out a lot, but also our pitchers have been striking out a lot of guys. That's kind of funny. But Aaron Nola, 8 strikeouts in 6 2/3, that's pretty good, right? 9 hits, right? 9 hits allowed from Aaron Nola. A lot of solid contact last night from the Toronto Blue Jays. And, 3 runs in 6 2/3 innings. Only 1 walk. But you can consider this kind of a rocky start. I understand he settled down a little bit. It wasn't absolutely treacherous. It wasn't absolutely terrible. But if you have an ace going out there, he needs to settle down. If you only allowed 1, even if we just allowed 2 runs, I'd be like, hey, that was a pretty decent start. But he allowed 9 hits. 9 hits, and he was allowing a lot of solid contact, as I said. Matt Morton went the rest of the way. He pitched an inning and a third, and that run that he allowed was unearned, of course, due to the fielding error by Gene Segura of the drop pop-up. Matt Moore, he looked all right. He wasn't great. We all know he's much better in the bullpen than he is in the starting rotation. But the Phillies lose the second game in 3-game set. As Arno is now 3-3 in the year, gets smacked with the loss, and I think it was well-deserved. I really, really do. I think it was well-deserved. He just doesn't look great right now. He just does, especially, he's struggling early in the ball game. You see in Atlanta, he settled down a little bit, in the middle innings, in the start. But it seems like early. If you get the Arnold early, it's game over. That's one thing I've really noticed with him is that at the beginning of the game, he really, really struggles. With his command, he gives a lot of solid contact, especially early in the ball game. He settled down later in the start. After that, about the second inning, he looked like he looked different, right? He still was allowing a decent amount of solid contact, but you saw, 8 strikeouts. That's very, very good. But you also have to keep in mind, he allowed 9 hits, so you also have to keep that in mind too. Now, this was not officially declared an error, but Randall Grichuk hits a double down the left field line, and it deflected off Alec Bohm, and he had a chance of getting that ball. He did. He really, really did. And I believe that was, for the second straight night, he missed it. So, Alec Bohm, man, he needs to clean up. You got the hot corner for a reason. You got to be ready. You got to be ready. So you're not going to get every one. I understand we all make mistakes, but you gotta do a better job with that, Alec. You really got to do a better job with that. And like I said, does Joe consider putting him on the bench for a few days just to get his head back? I don't know what's going on with Alec Bohm. I really don't understand. You get the knock last night, but Just all in all, ladies and gentlemen, this is a boring game. This was a total nightmare, not just from the Phillies' performance that they put out on the field. Just a totally just lifeless offensive performance. I mean, no offense. I hate games like this. You saw my story last night on the Phillies Sensitive Instagram. Please go to follow if you have not yet. I was like fake sleeping. I was just trying to be funny. But that's honestly how I felt about this game. Like I was watching it, it's just like, oh my gosh, it's just like no offense. Just a boring game. That's all I can sum it up as. Just a boring game. And this inconsistent team, we are a 500 baseball team. I understand I don't bring it up on a win because I don't want to damper a win, but since this video is a loss, I'm going to say it again. We are a 500 baseball team. We are a 500 baseball team. So you have to keep that in mind. Yesterday was officially Armed Forces Day, so we're going to wear these hats all weekend, apparently. That's what last night. I think we're going to wear it again today, and then that'll be it. But it's been quite an honor to wear this hat. It really, really has. But honestly, I'm kind of annoyed. I really am. I'm kind of annoyed. I haven't really thought much about this hat in this video because I'm just so annoyed by this horrible Phillies performance last night. And we are so inconsistent. We just are because we are an inconsistent team, and that's what a 500 team is. Inconsistent. So take a look at the divisional scores. The Mets, what did I tell you? They dropped the second game of the series as they lose the series to the Rays. You just love to see it. You just love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. You just love to see it. The Nationals also lose 11-4 to the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are not a very good team. And the Marlins lose 7-0 to the Dodgers, which you also love to see. Marlins aren't much of a threat to the Phillies, but you still like to see them lose since they are a division rival. And unfortunately, the Braves did defeat the Brewers by a final score of 5-1. The Braves are starting to get hot a little bit, right? I mean, I understand, it's only a series win. They got swept out by the Toronto Blue Jays, the last series. But, the Braves, it's just, I keep saying this, it's only a matter of time until the Braves get hot. It just is. It's only a matter of time until the Braves get hot. Once the Braves get hot, it's going to be game over for the Phils. I just really do believe that. I mean, I know some of you are going to disagree with me, but I think once the Braves get hot, it's going to be game over for the Phils. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section. At Phillies Sensitive Instagram, TikTok, Financial Instagram, call or text 267-225-3392. Email me, philliessensitive@gmail.com. The Phillies going for the series win today. 107, the first pitch. Hopefully we can get it. Chase Anderson on the mound going against his former squad. Ray on the mound for Toronto, 1-1 with a 3.38 ERA. Anderson is 2-3 with a 5.23 ERA. So guys, thanks for watching. I am Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Disappointing loss this time. Let's bounce back today. I'll see you again.